She just went off on me. Go get a knife and go charge that your own blood.
I don't know that she's a good candidate. She might need to go to jail. She can't even answer a question.
Yeah, probably I was wrong.
Yeah, probably. You think you're educating me on something? Nothing you just said is a problem. Everybody in here has bills. But you take this self-righteous, belligerent attitude before me.
Judge Simmons is one tough-as-nails judge. When she asks you a question, she expects the answer to that question. But if she doesn't get it, she's still going to take you to task on whatever blather does come out of your mouth. This defendant thought she could trip through the sentencing like she trips through the rest of her life. Too bad she tripped on Judge Simmons and tripped her way right into jail. I hope her new silver bracelets don't chafe her wrist too much. Let's roll, Nose.
Is Demoya Burger here?
Yes,
Okay, this is the state of Michigan versus Demoya Burger, 25-2803. You know this case.
Thank you, Your Honor, and good afternoon, everybody. I'm Assistant Prosecutor for the defense.
and Attorney Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Ms. Berger, who is standing to my right.
Okay, I do have a pre-sentence report that was prepared for today's sentencing. It was prepared on November 20th. Counsel, you got a copy of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do we need to make corrections, updates, or deletion?
Your Honor, the only thing that we would add is under the employment section, Ms. Berger has now added a part-time job at FedEx.
So still at Amazon and now FedEx too?
Yes.
Any other changes?
No, Your Honor.
Allocations?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, this incident goes back to Ms. Berger getting into a serious argument with her sister at her mother's apartment. She certainly regrets that incident. She's had no bond violations during this time period. She's been working at getting herself employed. She's done a good job of that. She also, basically got kicked out of her mother's apartment that day and was essentially kind of couch surfing for a bit, but she has now gotten a place to stay. She's staying temporarily at her other sister's place, and now she has her own apartment lined up for January. So she really seems to be getting all of her ducks in a row and doing well. I would ask the court to essentially follow the recommendations here, sentence her to a term of probation. However, I would ask the court to consider not requiring the testing at this point, or at least maybe limiting it to a couple of months, seeing if it's an issue, because intoxication was not an issue when this situation occurred, and I don't believe that that she has yet is a problem.
Does your client want to make a statement?
Yes, she does. Well, not so much.
Not so much. Well, I might have questions. So I recognize your attorney is saying that alcohol is not, or substances were not an issue, but the affidavit of probable cause states that you were essentially raging out. So you just rage out on your own. No substances have to be around.
I'm angry. Sometimes it comes from I don't know what's the fuck.
Some undealt with issues or trauma or whatever is in the
Pretty much.
Okay. And then how often do you consume alcohol? You don't drink? Or do you engage in any other? Oh. Right. I'm happy to hear that you're spending your time working now. Looks like you got a couple of busy jobs, especially during this season. So that should keep you occupied. I've reviewed the report. I've reviewed your prior criminal history, of which I believe this was the first adult. Yeah, well, first. Did we talk about 769?
Oh, I did not, Your Honor. I apologize. Yes, we are requesting that she receive it 769 4A as.
Okay. So I think that you would be a good candidate for probation, and that you probably need some anger management. You admit that you need anger management. You're young. And your history, I think, is clearly reflective of an issue with anger. All of your convictions or interactions with law enforcement, I think, would stem from that. Counsel, did you have something you wanted to add?
Only, Your Honor, that the victim in the case, Ms. Taylor, is here, and she did indicate to me that she would like to make a statement.
Absolutely. This is the sister. Yeah, if you can come up because we need to be able to hear you on the microphone.
Your Honor, my client who was in a car accident has a bad right leg. Is it okay if she sits down for the remainder of this? Yeah, let me get through first, okay? Folks go around.
You can come right here and sit on this bench. Right. And just tell us your first and last name and then spell both of them, please.
Carmisha, CARMESHA, Taylor, TAYLOR.
Okay, what is it you want me to hear?
Yes, I do believe that she do need like some counseling or something because that day I didn't even recognize her. Like usually I could calm her down and talk to her like they used to be real close. But that day I didn't even recognize my sister. I don't know if it was because she didn't have no marijuana because she loves marijuana. And she just went off on me and I don't know how do you charge at your sister, go get a knife and go charge at your own blood? Like that was crazy. And then I really don't feel like that she regrets it because she haven't once came and apologized or anything. And I'm like, that is so crazy. Like, I've been there for you ever since you've been little, and you have not even came to me, apologized or anything. And that is like absurd. And I'm your family. I'm your oldest sibling. And I done did everything for you. When you get into it with my mom, I'm always there for you. I'll talk to you. I try to protect you. I love you. So I just didn't even understand the situation that day. And I was helping her out that day to give her a ride. And she just completely just went off on me. So that's all I got to say, Judge. I recommend her to have some type of therapy or something.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for speaking up. It's really unfortunate, though, to see two sisters here. I mean, occasionally you can tell you all are sisters. And you're her older sister. You're visibly emotional even as you speak in this moment.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you recognize your sister loves you. Do you recognize that? I'm talking to you. Do you need to stand up so that you can know how to respond?
No.
I'm not your sister. Okay? I'm the judge. When I talk, you respond. Do you recognize that? Your sister is emotional. She is the victim in this situation. You raged out and you said because you were angry. You got an anger problem. You said what? So you recognize your errors in this, or do you not recognize it?
Well, none to pass it to pass. I let it go.
No, that's not how things work. When you wrong people, you don't just say I let it go. She's here as a victim. You pled guilty, did you not?
Yeah.
And you said you were pleading guilty because you believed you were guilty.
Yes.
So
because of her, I did it for my peace. I have nothing more to say.
I don't know what you mean. You did what for your peace?
I let it go. I move forward. I've got nothing else to say.
I'm not asking you if you let go or move forward.
But you did.
You did. In order to take accountability, I'm talking to you, not to you. In order for you to take accountability, you have to first recognize that you did something wrong. You recognize that. No?
I moved on.
No, that's not what I asked you.
Nothing else.
I don't know that she's a good candidate for probation. She might need to go to jail. She can't even answer a question.
You just asked.
I asked you a question.
You asked me.
I asked you, did you recognize that you did something wrong? And you keep telling me you moved on, and that was not my question.
So
I'm not your sister.
Hold on. So you want me to say?
No, I didn't know. I asked you a question. I want you to tell me the truth. You can either say, yes, I recognize I did something wrong, or no, Judge, I don't believe I did something wrong.
Yes, I recognize something wrong.
So, no, I want you to tell me the truth. Do you believe you did something wrong?
Yes, I do.
What did you do wrong?
I raged out.
And did what?
Oh, I don't know. Raged out, yelled, screamed.
That you just yelled and screamed?
What more do you want? I mean,
I want you to answer my question.
I did.
No, what else did you do?
I raged out.
You raged out and did what?
Trying to fight my sibling.
Over what?
No, I don't remember that day. Who knows? Probably because, I don't know. Probably because everything that I got going on.
Like at the end of the day, my childhood wasn't all that.
I recognize that you probably had some.
Even me growing
So
up
because
was
you
not
had
all
some things going on that day, you raged out? Is that what you're saying?
that. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I had some stuff going on that day. I raised out. That was it. Yeah, probably I was wrong.
Yeah, probably.
Probably I was.
You had some
wrong.
stuff going on. You raged out. You cursed out your family members, and you attacked them with a knife. She's a threat. She's a threat to society. She's a complete and utter threat.
I'm really not.
But if what you're saying is true, you're a complete and utter threat.
I mean,
Right.
yes.
Because
I
we all go through
Yes.
stuff, and what you're saying is to me, you can leave here right now, and you could be going through some stuff while you delivering somebody's package or doing whatever, and you're gonna rage out, and they just get what you want, and then you can move on.
No, I wouldn't. You know why? Because not everything have to do with ignorance. Everybody go through something.
No,
But at the end of the day, I can't always
you
lie.
think you're educating me on something?
No, I'm just
Of course, everybody goes through something. What has that got to do with you raging out and assaulting your sister?
Like I said, that day I was going through stuff.
What was you going to do? That warned you pulling out a firearm. Pulling out a knife on your sister.
Oh, same reason why she.
No, I didn't ask you. What was you going through?
Oh, life.
Like
Being
what?
adult.
Okay.
Bills. Trying to catch up on loans.
So?
Going to school.
So?
Working 2 jobs.
So?
Helping my mom with
So?
bills. At the end of the day, we all got problems.
Those were problems. Those were not. Nothing you just said. Don't talk over me. Nothing you just said is a problem. They're regular everyday issues. Everybody in here has bills. Everybody in here is working. You're working 2 part-time jobs at that. You're not working 2 full-time jobs. So what? You went to school. Or that you go to school. So what? Nothing that you're telling me is something that should cause you to not to have control over yourself. Nor should you be in my courtroom asking for me to give you a special sentence under 769.4A. So you can prove to me on probation that you're compliant, that you're going to work on yourself, but you take this self-righteous, belligerent attitude before me, even in the courtroom as you sit here before me. And I didn't notice it in here until your sister came here. And when your sister got here, and tearfully shared the hurt and that she loves you and she's always been there for you. She doesn't even know what happened. You didn't say, something will happen and she triggered me. You talked about regular, everyday adult things that you got to do for the rest of your life as a reason why you believe that you can just spaz out, assault someone with the knife, and then I moved on because stuff happens. You sound crazy. I'm not accepting the recommendation.
Look, I don't have.
I'm not accepting the recommendation.
I have no contact.
93 days, Ingham County Jail. She can do anger management in jail.
I believe she would be a good candidate for that as far as getting the counseling and having it ordered. Sometimes that can be. If you
think that in 2026 I'm gonna be babysitting her and this is the attitude she takes with me at sentencing, I would rather have a hole in my head. 93 days, Ingham County Jail, no earned early release. She will do her treatment in jail. Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. You're all set.
Yeah.